Okay, hi. This is every kid here in SpongeBob. Now, I've decided I'm only gonna cover the first 10 episodes of season 1 for this, for the sake of simplicity. So, it's Help Wanted through, Home Sweet Pineapple. Starting with the first character we ever see in the series as technically French narrator. We only hear his voice, but he's technically the first character. That's not including the intro, by the way. Next up is the sea urchin. This is the first character we physically see. Now, throughout the first season, and probably season 2, there are, sea urchins everywhere. They're the little black balls with spikes on them. You could probably see them if you rewatch some of the episodes. I won't be counting them. I just want to mention them here. So, and this is not a character counting. We get to the man himself, SpongeBob SquarePants, Gary the Snail, SpongeBob's underrated and unknown pet, Shelly. He's had it since season 1, episode 1, and I'm pretty sure he still has it. We have Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and then as for incidentals, there is the 2 anchovies, Incidental 30 and Incidental 30A. Now, incidentals are like the background characters. Now, I will be mentioning clones, and here are all the clones here. There are so many of them. And then there are unlisted characters. An example of an unlisted character would be this rhino character. Then we have the next episode. Reef Blowers has Fred. They only have 3 characters. Fred, Incidental 3, and then these clams. Now, the term clams and scallops are used interchangeably throughout the franchise. And by the way, Fred is Incidental 1. Next up is Tea at the Tree Dome. Now, the iconic pink jellyfish with red spots doesn't actually appear yet. First, we see the lavender jellyfish. Then, we see Sandy, a giant clam, Sandy's orange bird. As for unlisted characters, there's the land squirrel. It's entirely likely that this is just Sandy, but this is not a character count, so I won't debate about it. We have, there are some characters that are listed, they just don't have a page. And this is the case for the butterfly. Next up is Bubble Stand. For characters, there is the duck, the bubble duck, and the bubble elephant. So fun fact, the bubble duck actually is a recurring character with 4 appearances. So he's locked in as a recurring character. And then the bubble elephant is also locked in as a recurring character with 3 appearances. For unlisted characters, there's the 2 baby ducks, the caterpillar, the bubble caterpillar, bubble butterfly. We have SpongeBob's pants, or swimming trunks, which are actually sentient. Wearing ripped pants now, if you couldn't tell. Larry the lobster, the chef, the announcement fish. This is not Perch Perkins. Perch Perkins would make his debut in the movie. So, the first movie. So, he's not Perch Perkins, although he is often confused with Perch Perkins. As for incidentals, there's Incidental 2, Incidental 4, Incidental 5, Incidental 6, Incidental 7, Incidental 8, Incidental 9, Incidental 10, Incidental 12, Incidental 13, Incidental 14, Incidental 15, Incidental 16, Incidental 17, one of my personal favorite incidentals. Incidental 18, Incidental 19, Incidental 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24A, which is a variant, by the way. 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 34, which is a collection of incidentals. They're these background guys. There's also this one who's not on this model sheet from what I could tell. Incidental 35, 36, another one of my personal favorites. Incidental 37 does not exist, but he has two variants. Incidental 37A and 37B. 38, Scooter, a classic, you know him. Lou, the ice cream vendor, you probably also know him. And then there's Incidental 40, another one you probably know. Incidental 41. Fun fact, he is the most used incidental throughout the franchise. It'd probably be easier to list episodes this guy is not in. That's how much he is used. Another one you might recognize, Frank, Incidental 42. Incidental 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. There's also Incidental 155, which is the lifeguard. There's also Loser 1, which is kind of convoluted, as on the wiki, it states that she's Incidental 22, just an early version of Incidental 22, but Incidental 22 actually appears in this episode, earlier in this episode, and even afterwards. So, at the end of the episode, if you remember, they're all performing on stage. She is actually in the audience in that scene, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, though. But, it's entirely possible that they're separate characters. I'm just gonna mention her. Once again, this is not a character count. I am not the one to go through all this. Then there's Incidental, Loser 2. And Loser 3. Now, all of these guys are incidentals. They are a subgroup of incidentals. Usually, subgroups of incidentals are made for 1 or 2 episodes, and oftentimes aren't reused that much. But, fun fact, Loser 3 is actually the most commonly used loser incidental. Except for Incidental Loser 1, because once again, it's whole convoluted with it being a regular incidental. But, okay, for unlisted characters, there is the crowd. Bunch of these guys. Then there's all these guys in the stadium. They're all dots. Now, so the SpongeBob wiki, and I'm pretty sure on the official Nickelodeon Facebook account, there are these background characters. You know, these guys, and they're called lurking background characters. Oftentimes they don't have mouths, or sometimes they don't even have arms. So here's an example of them. My personal favorite has to be the one with the 3 eyes, or that one over there. And then there's this spread shot, which actually originally was my channel banner, but then I changed that. I have my jellyfish. Oh, jellyfishing. For the episode Jellyfish, there are 3 new characters, and they're all jellyfish. And we have the classic pink jellyfish with red dots, queen jellyfish, and then Squidward's pet jellyfish. That's an unlisted character. Now, Squidward's pet jellyfish, it's arguable if this is a character or not, but I'm going to reiterate this once again. I repeat, this is not a character count. This is just me talking about them. if somebody wants to individually count all of these guys, or these guys, well, it would probably be easy to count them. But if you want to count all the anchovy clones, if you want to count all these guys, go ahead, but I'm not. Next up is the episode Plankton with Mr. Sheldon J. Plankton, Karen, the singer of the ABC song. This is a character that is listed, but not actually. Well, the ABC song, like the record player itself, has a page, but the singer doesn't, because obviously we don't know the singer. But it's listed as a character. Plankton's dog. And the Chum Bucket Hand, which is a sentient character. Now, I do want to say, I heard that, and I heard this from a SpongeBob fan page, so this might be entirely wrong, but I heard that this dog recently passed away, or not recently, passed away about a decade ago, so pretty long time ago, so I just want to say rest in peace. Then there is Naughty Nautical Neighbors. Now, it's kind of hard to say if this should count as a character, but I've already said it once. I'm going to say it again. Or, you know what? I'm not going to say it again. You already know. I'm not going to debate if these are characters or not, because at the end of the day, it's not my job. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so later in the episode, SpongeBob holds up his 3 fingers, and each finger has a smiley face on it. You know what? I'm going to make a separate video, and I'm just going to go through if I missed any characters. You know what? I'm going to do that. So, never mind about that. Next up, we have Mrs. Puff, and if you look really close in the corner here, and see the image of Mrs. Puff, and this is on the wiki. I got these screenshots from the wiki. Like, I went on the wiki pages, and I took a screenshot of it. So you can see a bald Mrs. Puff without her wig. This is for the episode Boating School, by the way. We have for incidentals, incidental 25 and incidental 26. And incidental 50. You have all these guys here. Fun fact, they didn't reappear until 13 years later, where there's like dozens of them in the movie theater in the episode Don't Make Me Laugh. There's these 2 unnamed drivers in the background. And then there's this guy. Now, I have a theory about this guy. I think he's a paramedic, one of the paramedics. And he is just driving around the school for when inevitably SpongeBob crashes and Mrs. Puff inflates, and they need to take her to a hospital. Next up is the episode Pizza Delivery. We have the swordfish truck driver. Now, you might think this doesn't look like what I remember him looking like. Well, I have the answer to that. He actually got a design change. Now he's yellow with a green dorsal fin and a red cap, and like bluish black hair. But in his old design, he had and now he's wearing a like tan shirt. In his old design, he has a green cap. He was purple, had bright purple fins, black hair, and sported an orange shirt. We actually don't get to see his legs in his first appearance, but in this episode, we see that now he wears brown pants with brown shoes. We also have the customer. So there's a common misconception about this guy, that he is incidental 6, but he's actually not incidental 6. But, notably, he's the inspiration for incidental 6. You might be thinking, okay, well, didn't you cover incidental 6 and ripped pants, and this is, you covered him in ripped pants earlier? Well, Pizza Delivery was actually being developed and created first, prior to prior to Ripped Pants, but it ended up that Ripped Pants was released before Pizza Delivery. So while making incidentals for hold on. Okay, so while making incidentals for Ripped Pants, they got some inspiration from this guy and developed Incidental 6, and you can see similarities in their design. Our final episode I'm going to be covering today is Home Sweet Pineapple, and then I'm going to be covering 10 more. So, okay, wait a minute, I just realized something. Reef Blowers is in between Help Wanted and Tea at the Tree Dump, so technically I'm covering 11 episodes. But Tea at the Tree Dump, Reef Blowers is okay, you know what, I'm just covering 11 episodes in here, I guess. For Home Sweet Pineapple, there's nematodes and SpongeBob's parents. Oh! And, that's it for now.